For my final devotion for this week, before again we turn to Pastor Joe and Chris Morris for the rest of this week to hear more contemporary songs, we turn to one final song from the book of Psalms, and that's Psalm 126. This is a very brief psalm. It's only 6 verses long, so it's easy for you to read it in its entirety. And it's a prayer for deliverance for the nation at a time of national misfortune. And it almost starts like a dream. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, or brought back those who returned to Zion. So this seems to sound like perhaps this is a psalm that relates to when the exiles have come back and they're looking at the ruins of their country after decades of Babylonian rule. And it's saying, we were like those who dream. Then our mouth was filled with laughter, and our tongue with shouts of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we rejoiced. And then the psalm turns into a prayer, asking God to do these things. And verse 5 says, may those who sow in tears. And think about that. What sowing is planting, right? So going out, looking at a devastated, arid, parched, dry land and sowing seed in hope and prayer and longing that this will produce a harvest of food to help sustain you and your family and your people. May those who sow in tears reap with shouts of joy. Those who go out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, carrying their sheaves. So it's this picture of there are times in our life when we have to sow seeds of hope. We have to sow seeds we hope will lead to joy. But just like with planting a wheat harvest, as we hear in this psalm, there are often times in life when there are many months between when we sow the seeds and when we reap the harvest. And those times are times that invite us to trust God, to grow in patience, to hold on to hope, to trust and believe that the God who was with us in the past will be with us once again, even if we're in a period where it takes a while to see first the grain growing up and believing, there is going to be a harvest, and being able to go out and to harvest and have sheaves. And some of us may even remember an old hymn about bringing in the sheaves. That's based on Psalm 126. I pray that you'll be singing some songs of joy today for how God has been faithful. And if you find yourself in a season between sowing and waiting and praying and hoping for a harvest, I pray that that harvest will come for you so that you may rejoice.